Welcome to Rimworld, the only game where laws made during the Geneva Convention turn into Geneva suggestions, when silver needs to be made, drugs need to be shipped, and enemies need to be recycled, preferably as clothes or dog meat. Depending on the choices you make, your colony can be anything from a Stardew Valley simulator to a fortress armed more than a demilitarized zone between South and North Korea. However, who's there to mix things up with cannibal raids and manhunting geese? Meet Cassandra, Phoebe, and Randy, the three AI storytellers you'll be getting to know real well in Rimworld. Cassandra Classic is known for her relative consistency. With her telling the story, you can expect a scheduled beatdown to be delivered to your doorstep in 4 to 5 business days. Phoebe Chillax, as her name explains, is pretty freaking chill. Unlike Cassandra, who holds your hand while holding a gun to your head, Phoebe is the girl that's generally cool with whatever you do. Cannibal colony? Sounds fun. Luciferium addicted nudist colony? Sure, whatever you want. Taking a business loan to fund a yacht since you hear it was a great investment? Okay, maybe not that cool. Finally, there's Randy. Unlike the other two, he has no cooldowns on raids. Randy woke up and chose violence.
You'll never get to the boss. You gotta get through both of us. Just you two? What does it matter how many of us there is? You'll never make it to the boss. Cause you're gonna die right. Don't just stand there!
Now that we know some of the differences between the three, who's the most dangerous? To find out, I've ran 3 playthroughs lasting 120 days for each storyteller. I recorded every event that wasn't due to player intervention that occurred, along with the day of the event to measure the range of days between events. To measure dangerousness, I measured the number of major threats and general threats that occurred, and I also measured general effect and overall effect to build bad to good event ratio. Here's what I found about major threat events. In terms of major threat events such as raids, Manhunter packs, and mechanoid clusters, Cassandra spawned 15 events in total with a minimum grace period of 2 days and a maximum grace period of 20 days. Randy also spawned 15 events in total with a minimum grace period of 0 days and a maximum grace period of 20 days. Phoebe spawned 7 events in total with a minimum grace period of 9 days and a maximum grace period of 36 days. This means that, on average, Cassandra and Randy would typically spawn 1 to 2 major events a season, while Phoebe would spawn 1 threat a season with a chance of 1 not occurring. By major threat frequency alone, Cassandra and Randy are equally dangerous, while Phoebe is the least dangerous. For all threat events, Cassandra spawned 22 events with 1 to 12 days in between. Randy spawned 19 events with 0 to 20 days in between. And finally, Phoebe spawned 14 events with 1 to 19 days in between. When comparing storytellers while bringing up all threat events in general, Cassandra is the most dangerous, and Phoebe is the least dangerous. As dangerous as angry geese and mad Alexis are, they aren't the only factors in dangerousness. Bad to good event ratios matter too. In general, Randy spawned the most events compared to the other 2 storytellers. If we break it down into who spawned the most bad events compared to good events, we see that for Cassandra, 54% of events were bad, while 38% of events were good. For Phoebe, 38% of events were bad, while 49% of events were good. And for Randy, 53% of events were bad, while roughly 37% of events were good. This bar graph suggests that, out of the 3, Cassandra spawns the most bad events compared to good events, while Phoebe spawns the most good events compared to bad events. Conclusion: Cassandra just doesn't like you. Phoebe hates you the least, and Randy just likes playing with his food.
Just you two? What does it matter how many of us there is? You'll never make it to the boss. Cause you're gonna die right.
Jokes aside, we found that Cassandra was the most dangerous storyteller overall, with the greatest number of general threats and highest bad to good event ratio compared to the other storytellers. We also found that Phoebe was the least dangerous storyteller overall, with the lowest number of major threats, general threats, and lowest bad to good event ratio. However, I'd like to stress that Randy isn't less dangerous than Cassandra. The difference between Randy and Cassandra are minimal, and Randy was the only storyteller to spawn 2 major threats in a day. So, What should you take away from this study? If you hate yourself or have a thing for Amazon Prime beatings, pick Cassandra. If you're really looking for a Stardew Valley simulator, Rimworld may not be the right game for you, and Phoebe may not be able to be that love interest, but she's still here if you want to have a casual relationship with death. Finally, if you want to know how your pawns feel when on Yayo, I suggest snorting some Randy. Or maybe you're just a flaked out masochist like I am.